Hi, my name's Mark Perren-Jones and welcome to my acupressure course. I am so excited to teach you acupressure. We're going to look at health problems. I'm going to teach you how to get more energy, more focus, more concentration if you need to, how to treat digestive disorders, headaches, everything. We're going to go through a whole lot of things and show you these wonderful acupressure points that have been used literally for thousands of years. I'm going to show you points in combinations or just single points that you can just press whenever you're stressed or you're frustrated, or you just say you need more energy, or you've got nausea, and so on and so forth. So we've got lots to go through, but first of all, I need you to be really focused and concentrate. Now, maybe you're a bit low on energy, so what I'm going to do right now is let's get you started on doing some acupressure straight away to get us more focused, improve our memory, and get more energy. Alright, so let's get going into the course now. I want you to download the PDF files in your resources because that will give you all the points, the locations, and everything you need to know of all the conditions. So if you forget, what it's good for insomnia, then you can just go to that sheet and have a look back through them and find out the locations. Now, as I said to you before, I need you focused, we need your concentration, we've got a lot to go through. So let me show you some points that are great for concentration. Alright, the first one is right on the top lip, right in the center there. You can actually use your fingernail to press it gently. This is actually known as a great point to help concentration. It's GV26, Governing Vessel 26. Now I'll tell you the points through the course. You don't need to know the names of them, but I'll tell you them out of interest anyway. This point is actually known as the revival point, a resuscitation point. In fact, certain vets use this to wake up unconscious dogs, help them with if they're having a cardiac arrest, respiratory problems. Don't believe me? Google GV26 dogs. They use it for dogs, horses, to revive them. Now, so we use this point and you can just press with your fingernail for say 30 seconds to up to 3 minutes, and I'll go through all this throughout the course. So that's a great point to use, and another point is do 20 for focus. Go up the angle of the ears, right up to the top of the head. Right there, you can just use your fingers and gently press there. This point is really fantastic for clearing the head. So you can use that point, you can connect them both and use both like that. And I'll teach you about breathing and so on and so forth. But let's just start off with this. Now, but you say to me, hey Mark, look, I'm pretty focused, but I've got no energy. Well, you've come to the right place. If you've got no energy, let's go straight for what's known and has been known for centuries as the 3-mile point. Why, you ask? Because the Chinese people would use this point and still do to this day, of course, because it will give them more energy. It improves their immune system. And, of course, it'll make you allow you to walk 3 miles more. It's called Stomach 36. It's an incredibly powerful point, and I'll show you. You go back 4 fingers. Now, if this is treating yourself, it's always going to be the fingers of the person when we do measurements. But I'll get into that too. So, bottom of your kneecap, go 4 fingers down. Put your finger on your shin bone, and then go 1 finger without. And if you flex your foot, the muscle will pop up, and you're on the spot. Now you can do that on both sides. That will give you more energy. So if you're low on energy, stimulate that. So if you can't focus because you're low on energy, well, there you go. Just start doing that. And so just like this. Rub. You can rub your fists on it. Alright, or just press normally. Okay? But you say, Mark, it's not that I'm just stressed. I need to sort of get calm to focus. Well, alright. Let's go straight to here, yin tang, the 3rd eye point. Sit back, take some deep breaths. And you press it like that, or you can press it like this. Take some long deep breaths, and away you go. Alright, so let's get started. Now in this first section, I'm going to just teach you a bit more about traditional Chinese medicine, how to do acupressure in general as we go through. So I hope you're focused, I hope you're concentrating, I hope you've got good energy levels, and you're nice and calm. Alright, so I want to just give you a little bit of an introduction to traditional Chinese medicine because it really is fascinating. When we studied acupuncture, our first year, the whole year, was all about theory. We never even put in a needle. Just the whole year was Chinese medicine theory. The second year, that's when we started putting in needles. In fact, I studied acupuncture, and I was so scared of needles. I absolutely hated them. So we had to, when we were students, like the second year we started putting needles in, they said, you need to practice putting the needles in yourself. You should have seen me. I was a wreck. Because, trying to put a needle, I don't know how diabetics do this, to tell you the truth, but I would sit there and I would be dripping, literally dripping in perspiration. My flatmates would come home, and they go, oh, look at him, he's trying to put in needles again. And because I tried to go, I couldn't look, and so I'll do it fast. And then I just pricked myself. I wouldn't even insert it, and then I've got to press it further deeper in, and then I'd try the slow method. Maybe if I just go slowly. And you can imagine it's just pressing in, and it's just pricking, and wouldn't break the skin. It was so traumatic for me until finally, I kind of got the hang of it. But anyway, traditional Chinese medicine. All right, so it's a 5,000-year-old empirical system of treating people. It's still one of the biggest medical systems in the world today. Now, traditional Chinese medicine is all about balance. Now, it's all about yin and yang. Yin, the balance of yin and yang. This is where it really breaks down to. So yang is the more active, heating part of the body. Yin is the more the more female aspect, the more supple, more cooling. And so it's all about balancing yin and yang. All right, they're opposite, but they need each other. Now, Chinese medicine, they will look at the person, they'll question the person, observe them, they'll check the pulse. They'll check the pulse because you put 3 fingers on the pulse, and each of them relate to an organ in the body. So they'll be checking the strength and the quality of each fingertip, checking which organ and what's going on, if it's depleted, if it's overactive, and so on and so forth. So that'll be pulse diagnosis. They'll also do tongue diagnosis. They'll check the color of the tongue, the quality of the tongue, and even the coating on the tongue. So if there's not enough coating, there's too much what calls stomach fire, so there's too much yang, too much heat in the system. Likewise, if there's too much but white, thick coating on the tongue, well, that's too much damp in the system. So there's too much yin, so we need to bring it up. So they will use 4 systems generally when it comes to treating. Might be herbs, or they might use exercise such as qigong, tai chi, that sort of thing, to create balance, to get better yin and yang. Acupuncture, and also massage, like acupressure, known as tuina, a form of Chinese massage. So they use these systems. They might not use all of them, but they've got these at their grasp. Now, the other thing they'll look at is diet. Now, when they look at foods, the foods have a quality to them, not like proteins, carbohydrates, and the nutrients like we look at them. They will look at, for someone that's got too much heat in their system, so they'll look at that. Everything has patterns in Chinese medicine because they've looked at people for centuries, and they'll see these recurring patterns. So someone that's got a big booming pulse, think of someone that's got high blood pressure. So they're booming pulse, they go, okay, there's too much heat in the system, the heat's heating things up as it would with boiling water. So that person with high blood pressure, think that they'll have a red face, red eyes, and maybe headaches, be prone to outbursts of anger, frustration, irritation, all these characteristics, and that frustration, irritation are related to the liver, because each organ has an emotion attached to it, and liver, anger and irritation. So if you're already stressed and frustrated, you'll have the liver, could have liver fire, which means you've got the fire heats up in the body, and they have these symptoms. So what they'll do is they've got too much yang. It's a liver yang, excess yang. So then they'll tell the person, stop eating all these yang foods, which are hot and spicy foods, alcohol, off coffee, off tea, off cigarettes, no chilies, no hot spices, no fatty foods, no greasy foods, no highly processed foods. All of these things they'll eliminate from the diet to bring down the yang. At the same time, they will start talking about you need to have cooling foods, pears, salads, these sorts of things, to bring that yin and yang back into balance. And likewise, if a person excessively worries, like students have this a lot, there's a lot of study, so the excess worry in the system, that is related to the spleen and stomach function. So if someone's overly worried, then they will have poor energy They might have poor digestion, loose stools, and so on and so forth. With this poor energy, they might have pale skin because there's too much yin. The yang's getting depleted. So what they will do, no cold drinks, no ice cubes, no ice creams, no raw foods. You need warming foods, which are bring your like warm root vegetables, stews, curries, spices, cinnamon, ginger, these sorts of things. So if you can get an understanding, it's all about, when it comes down to it, a balance of yin and yang. As I say, I'm just touching on this to give you a little bit of an idea, because it really is a fascinating form of medicine. All right, so let's move on. So when we're using acupressure, we're stimulating things called acupoints, and we're stimulating the body's energy system, which is known in Chinese medicine as qi. Now, so let's just go back a bit. In the body, you have 14 major meridians. Meridians are like channels of energy, like rivers going throughout the body. And all of these channels or meridians will have a name associated with them. Most of them have names of the organs. So, for example, right from the start here is the start of the lung meridian. It'll have an internal connection to the lungs and will go down here. So we'll be able to affect the lungs by treating the lung meridian. Likewise, the large intestine meridian comes up here, through here, and goes right up to large intestine 20 right here. And so we'll be able to treat bowel complaints and so on and so forth, diarrhea, constipation, by hitting large intestine. But other things happen on the large intestine, not just the large intestine, because large intestine 4 here, which is contraindicated in pregnancy because it can abort a baby, but it's incredibly good for any head. It's called the master point of the head. So we're going to be stimulating these points. There are hundreds of points on the body, but I'm just going to show you the most powerful ones that I've used for over 25 years in the spa. Now, the points they are numbered. You don't have to remember them throughout the course, but I'll let you know about them anyway. So they'll have a Chinese name. They'll also have a name like I just said, large intestine 4, which will be shortened and abbreviated. It'll just be written down as LI4. Now they also have a poetic name. For example, this point right here is a very, very calming point. It's a conception vessel 17, which is CV17. It's known as the Sea of Tranquility. So it's a beautiful point to help with, to calm people. Like I told you on the leg, 3 Mile point. So they've got these poetic names associated with them as well. And it's either crook of the elbow, or if it's about the location of it, or it can be about the function of the point as well. All right, so let me show you how you go about doing acupressure properly. Okay, so when it comes to treating the acupressure points themselves, you can use either your thumb. Now, a really good method is to have this sort of shape here with your hand here, and because that will strengthen your thumb position here, and it's aligned with the bones, so that's really good. You can also just use a finger. The middle finger is the strongest, so that'll be your best one. You can also double them up like that, and that will give you a lot more strength as well. You can also use your knuckle, and on bigger points, you can use your fist even as well. All right, so there's just like different methods you can practice with. Now, when it comes to the amount of time you're going to spend on the point, anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Optimally, around about that 2 to 3 minute mark is best, okay? But any's better than none, so if you can only do 30 seconds, you can only do 30 seconds. But if you can get to around about 2 to 3 minutes on each point, that'd be really fantastic. Now, the other thing is when you're pressing the point is you want to use your body weight. Just like with massage, you want to use your body weight to help, so you're not just using muscular effort, not just like this. So you want to lean onto the point. So wherever possible, just lean your body onto the point where you can. All right, it'll make it so much easier for you. So keep your shoulders down and relaxed. So don't do this. All right, so your shoulders be down and relaxed. So let's say I'm doing this point here, and I'll just lean down onto the point like that, as opposed to up here and just pressing like that. Yeah, so just press like that. Then it's a lot of hard work for you. So you want to make it so it's really easy. So you just lean onto it like that. All right. Now the other thing when it comes to pressing is you don't want to jab. You don't want to just go, right? You want to go slowly down and then slowly up. It should be, a really nice, comforting feeling. Now, as far as pressure goes, you want to feel generally a happy, what I call a happy pain. So you get to a point where you can feel, that just what I call a good pain, a happy pain. Like when someone's doing that, you go, oh yeah, I can feel that. Make sure it's not painful as such, where you're tensing up. You're not there to grit your teeth. That's not therapeutic at all. So just slowly down with your weight, and then back up once you've finished. All right. The other thing I want you to do is breathe. Do deep abdominal breathing, relaxed deep abdominal breathing when you do it. So this is your time to treat yourself. So you just, and I suggest if you can to close your eyes. If you're at home, so on and so forth, and as you do it, and focus on your breath. Okay, as you do that, and get deep abdominal breathing. Now the other thing that is good, what I do as well, is to visualize healing. You don't have to do this, but I think it's better therapeutically. I've always done this, feeling like I've got energy where it's coming down through my arm into my thumb or what have you. So feeling like, and sort of visualizing that energy going into the system. Okay, that is a really good thing to do. So we're doing a point here, and just think of this sort of whatever works for you, but feeling that healing energy as you're doing it, as opposed to it's going to press here. Well, I've got another email. Oh damn! What's that? Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Just doing my acupressure. No, this is your time. So they're the elements. 2 to 3 minutes. Ideally, use your body weight. Slowly in, slowly out. So down for 2 minutes or so. Breathe, focus, energy going in. And you can do this at 3 times a day. All right, so you can do it on a daily basis. 3 times a day will be really, really beneficial.